Hi guys, how are you? So I'm going to do a reading for you, connections and separation. I know I haven't been very prompt on my videos up here, so I'm going to do this today. All right. So if you want to book with me, you guys, hit up wickedvirgo.com. Now is a good time to get clearings with all these retrogrades going on and alignments and things like that. It's a good time to get 2-heart clearings. I'm getting a lot of phenomenal results with my 2-heart clearings. People are getting in reconciliation, even union, getting in contact again after years. Amazing results. So hit up my website, check that out. All right, let's see what's going on with connections and separation for the collective today. Let's pick up the energy of the collective today. I feel a death and rebirth happening with the collective I'm channeling today. You could be dealing with a Scorpio as well, as I get Scorpio energy just intuitively. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that the masculine has been sabotaging this connection with the King of Swords in reverse. He's the one that's been sabotaging the connection. He's the one that decided to live a deceptive life instead of living a life with the divine, with you, divine feminine, okay? I feel like a lot of you started to walk away from this connection. If that is your storyline, your masculine feels your distance and you sharp cut off is what I'm hearing. 8 of Cups, I do feel this is you. I feel like this is a place of surrender, though, so you may be a bit bitter and angry. You need to work through forgiveness is what Spirit is telling me as I'm reading this card. But you left behind the King of Swords in reverse. This could also indicate a liar, a manipulator, somebody who likes to manipulate your energy. 7 of Swords, this is somebody who wore a false mask. What I'm hearing, though, is when it came to you, he did not wear a false mask. You saw his raw, true, authentic core. You saw his true colors, and this scared him to death. Okay? He felt too comfortable around you, and that was very frightening for this collective. Okay? You could be dealing with an air sign. We have a lot of air sign here as well. This person is very moody right now because their false mask that they're trying to hold on is now currently slipping off. Everybody is seeing the true colors of this collective. The masculine collective here is being seen for the person that they are, and it's not exactly favorable for the crowd that they're around right now, right? Because when you're in the 7 of Swords energy with this card in particular, this false mask, they are doing the fake life for the crowd they are around, right? So they're faking who they are, which is a common thing society does right now, this day and age, is pretending you're somebody you're not, out with a smile on your face, playing it out like you're in a movie acting, right? But who they are underneath all of that is completely different. And you, viewer, know this person, right? You know this person at the core, and they probably act like you don't really know them, but you do. You saw their core. They told you things very personal. They felt comfortable around you. And this is scary because they want to wear this false mask so they don't have to do the shadow work, so they don't have to go to their core and feel the pain. And right now, the masculine collective is trying to resist their healing and shadow work. So they're very moody, they're very grumpy, they're very resistant, they're getting combative. So if you have a masculine that's getting combative or nasty and it's not gender oriented, so switch the roles as needed. This is a common response to this false mask starting to be ripped off their face, okay? They're starting to be seen for who they are. People around them are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is going on? Because they're at work and all of a sudden they're flipping out because they have a temper they hide, right? Or all of a sudden they're starting to like get emotional, that sort of thing. And this is their true self. What this is really doing with the 8 of Swords in reverse is getting them out of their self-imposed imprisonment, getting them out of the old programming. They're being forced out of it as the spirits surround the masculine collective and force them out of it, right? So it's igniting a fire inside of themselves to actually be the person they're meant to be. I feel an energetic drain, right? And that's telling me that the masculine is getting drained from putting on this facade just to look good for society. Okay, they did this because they thought they had to be programmed dad for their kids, to show their kids what you should be as a person, right? Not showing their children who they truly are. Being programmed husband, programmed coworker, programmed friend. You get what I'm saying here. This is all showing and exposing to everybody around them. They're being seen. If they have a rotten core, it is being seen. So if you think the narcissists out there are not being exposed right now, you are very wrong. A lot of you watching, you're dealing with a narcissist one way or another, whether it's your ex or current partner, family, friends, whatever, and you're feeling very angry at these people. And that anger is on a collective scale as well because you tolerated their bullshit for so long, okay? The narcissists are really at an all-time exposure right now. That is a collective thing, okay? They are also in a prison. The narcissists are also in a prison of programming, of being somebody who they are not as well. So they are being exposed. Okay, so what else is going on with separation? Okay, this is all for the higher purpose of the divine union coming into play. Your kingdom husband is being pushed, shoved. They're being initiated, anointed by spirit, right? To rise up. And they got these outdated belief systems that was taught and planted in us from generation to generation. The last like 4 generations, 4 to 5 generations, depending on how old you are, they got programmed the worst to put on a fake facade for humanity, right? We're not free from that. This is a form of imprisonment. So they're sitting in this, right? So there's this transformation going on. And at the end, they're going to come out a butterfly out of that cocoon once they accept who they truly are and come out of that. It's going to evolve and growth, and it's going to bring this connection to the next phase. Feminine, a lot of you programmed on the false light. Don't lie to me. Don't even say, Kayla, you're wrong. You did. You programmed yourself as a twin flame divine feminine on the false light. You started to revamp your identity around what you thought that was supposed to be. You started to revamp yourself around what you thought the masculine wanted you to be, but that's not divine union. So for a lot of you, you're going through an inner transformation. You are falling apart as well, and your true colors are being seen on top of this. So it's not exempt to just the divine masculine collective. Your divine state is being exposed. So you might feel a sense of rebirth as well. You might feel a sense of sadness, depression, and anxiety, and this is you revamping to your divine core self, okay? You cannot just program yourself and according to the twin flame programming and say, hey, this is a divine feminine, love and light, yeah, and then be all like, everything's dandy, where's my masculine? You are programming yourself. We're not supposed to program ourselves. We're supposed to be at our core true identity, okay, connected to earth and source, whatever your source is, God, Jesus, I don't care, it doesn't matter, I accept all, okay? So your inner child is triggered. Viewer, both sides, the inner child is triggered is what I'm seeing. You're releasing the past, you're releasing the old belief systems and things like that. And, you know, I'm one of those parents that I show who I truly am to my children, and I don't fake it and be like, oh, I was a perfect person. I did nothing wrong. You know how parents do that. You guys can probably relate. I never did drugs. I never drank. I was perfect. I was this and that, you know, because you want your children to grow up that way. But in actuality, it's doing the absolute opposite because energy is energy, right? And everything you've done and the path that you walked in life actually transfers down to your child energetically, even if you try to hide it. So you can't. It's just like the secret pot smokers that smoke pot when their kids go to bed. Okay, your kids are very likely to be a marijuana smoker if you were a marijuana smoker, even if you did not do it in front of your children. Ding, ding, ding. Think twice before you engage in your actions. It is best to be honest and open with your children on who you are. I'm not saying no, smoke marijuana in front of your children by any means, but don't sit there and act like you're pure and innocent just because you want your children to be pure and innocent. It's not going to work, okay? It's not going to work. So that's how we got programmed like this, because the masculine's parents are like, this is how a man's supposed to be. You need to go to college. You need to be this. And they looked at their father, and their father was programmed to be programmed husband, programmed dad, whatever it may be. And they're trying to do the same. Or they had a toxic household, so they're trying to program themselves to be too much of the opposite, right? And they're not healing. This is all coming down. So for both of you, you're getting down to self-love here. I'm hearing fasting. So some of you watching are fasting or changing your diet to cleanse your body. This is good. This is a very good time for that as we enter spring solstice in a couple of weeks. Less than a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what the date is today. I'm a little bit off with dates right now, but this is not time. When you see this, this is when you're meant to see this. So don't worry about the date anyway. it's time to go to self-love and self-care, which a lot of us have been neglecting ourselves, right? So the feminine is down to the self-love and care. The masculine is also in that place as well, okay? Better hygiene, exercising, better food choices. I feel like masculine set this aside because then we want to be a big tough man, and it's not manly to like take care of yourself. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but I feel like a lot of men are that way, okay? Let's see what else you get. What's going on with connections and separation? Okay, so they are obsessing about you, feminine. With reminiscing, they are looking at photos of you, they're watching you online, but then like their ego is saying, I'm not good enough for the feminine anyway. So that's part of why they're combative with you. They're trying to shove you away over fear, because spirit is trying to bring you together right now. And we've gone through all these transitions, eclipses. We have more eclipses coming this month. There's been a lot of veils that have been coming down, and those of you that got 2 heart clearings with me, this is especially going to resonate for you the most. The veils are removed of my 2 heart clearings, the spell work, the blockages, and that sort of thing, and it's going to trigger the inner insecurities and core wounds, and they are feeling fear to come towards you, but they're reminiscing. They're reminiscing on the time they had with you. They're reminiscing like, oh, I felt like myself when I was with Divine Feminine. I felt like I am the person I'm supposed to be. Like they're thinking this. I felt comfortable. I felt safe. I could sleep better. I just felt like that, right? But they thought that was too good to be true. How can a woman be so perfect? They thought maybe you were hiding who you truly were. There's no way in hell that you are that perfect of a match. Like that's what I'm hearing. And so they're kind of beating themselves up. Like there's just no way. There's no way. But then they're beating themselves up because they lost a good woman, right? They lost a good woman. So a lot of them went and found a karmic partner that put them through hardship, because they have been programmed, and a lot of us have been programmed to be put through hardship. Okay. So they're getting liberated from this. Yeah. Most of you that got 2 heart clearings, this is going to be your storyline. The liberation is happening. Okay. From the old belief systems, there's a death and rebirth and a new beginning happening. And it's like they're going to come out of that cocoon as soon as spring hits, especially. A lot of you are going to get contact with Mercury retrograde. Okay. A lot of you are cleaning up old garbage from your past. I apologize. My other phone is ringing. I have 2 phones, so the other one's ringing. So I don't want to interrupt the reading. So I will call them back. And there's going to be this like reborn energy for the 2 of you. They cannot stop looking at your photos. Look at this. Like, camera, reminiscing, pictures. Like they're watching your Facebook accounts, they're watching your Instagram accounts, they're watching your videos, whatever your storyline is. Like, oh, I just want her back, but they're scared. They're scared. There's a fear here. There's a fear in the heart space, okay, of having the perfection that your union is really about. You 2 are a perfect couple, right? And they got scared and they threw you off to the side and went and found a karmic connection that is not what they want, does not align with them. A lot of those karmics did intense spell work. And trust me when I tell you this, because I have removed it during third-party removals, binding spells, intense spell work with dark spirits. Like I'm telling you, nasty stuff that takes over the divine masculine to the point that they're with a partner that they would never choose when they're in their natural state. Never choose. Okay. And they're like glued to this karmic and feel like they're trapped. And when I remove them, it liberates them. So they're getting in a place of clarity and truth. They're starting to understand that they need to surrender to this push to the divine is what I'm hearing. Okay. While they're doing this, they're getting new ideas for their future. Okay. They're thinking about their future. And I'm getting a visual, I'm a channeler, you guys. I'm a medium and I channel. I'm getting a visual of them visualizing a business. Like, I want a business. I don't want to work 9 to 5. This is the old belief system that we have to go to college. We have to get a degree. We have to get a certificate. We have to yada, yada, yada. We got to get a job with benefits, all that crap. Okay, this is all breaking. And coming from me, you guys, I graduated high school and I wanted no more to do with school. Okay, I tried it a couple of times. I dropped out. It's not for me. I hate school. Okay, and here I am. I built a successful business on my own. So you don't need college, okay? That is a fucking programming, okay? And I'm not disrespecting you that went to college because I honor that. It's a lot of work and it's not for me, okay? But I feel like a lot of the masculine are like, oh, I'm getting clarity. I'm getting ideas. Like they're getting downloads. These are downloads from the ancestors, like pushes. Like this is what you're really supposed to be doing. Because we are in a revamp and rebuild of this planet, right? And it's going to be new businesses coming up. It's going to be the collapsing of old corp businesses going down and revamping from new, right? So they're getting these visuals. And some of you might be getting these visuals as well. I'm seeing it when I do readings for some of my clients that they're coming in. So they're thinking about the divine feminine, okay? They're not on divine path yet, but they're thinking about the divine feminine. You are the empress energy. You are the goddess, the queen. And with the star here, this is like having hope that, you know, I really do want her. I feel like they're in her head. Like, I really do want her. I want to be with her. I want to have a child with her. And when you are, you know, kingdom spouses, I call them kingdom spouses, counterparts. Doesn't matter. I don't care about labels. I'm not here for labels. But when you are meant to be with someone and you have children with that person, they are very powerful children with strong abilities. This is why, one of the reasons why the dark side try to keep true counterparts away from each other. Okay, so you don't reproduce and have those powerful bloodlines, all right? And this person is visualizing having babies with you, having that with you. They're manifesting that, okay? So for some of you, your masculine wants to have a child with you, and they see you so nurturing, like they think of those moments of when you nurtured them and made them feel good. And they're like, God, she would be a good mother. She could bear my child. Like they're just visualizing their future. It's very clear. So there's positive changes coming in the collective here with you and separation. And for some of you, it's been a really long time, long separation, but just know they did not forget about you. There's no way in hell. And I'm hearing, how can I forget about you? They feel weak right now. The masculine collective feels very weak. They felt strong with you. They were on path with you. They were aligned with you. When they were with you, that's who they're supposed to be. They felt that, right? But in comes the shadow work. And that's where a lot of them ran. That's where they're like, oh, fuck, I can't do this. I'm out. Bye, I'm out. Like, I can't do this. That is when a lot of them ran. Or they got hit with outside spiritual warfare. Karmics did spell work. All this other bullshit that I've had to remove when I do my 2 heart clearings and third-party removals. Which I'm telling you, you won't be sorry if you sign up. It liberates you. It liberates you from bad energies too. Family curses came up. All that old programming. What is my family going to think of the feminine? She's spiritual. She's free. She's a liberated soul. Like, my family's not going to accept her like that. Like, all this stuff's like, they're just like in their head with all this stuff, right? But they're not leading their own life, and they're realizing right now that they are very weak. Okay, they're very weak. Their power is being taken by the programming, by these people that they don't truly align with, by the karmics that do not align with them, right? And they're starting to get karma for not being on divine path, because it's been so long of not being on divine path and being shoved into a karmic timeline that now it's like they're experiencing hardship, okay? And this hardship, they feel helpless, like they don't know what to do. And what they're supposed to do is step up in that divine masculine energy and lead their own lives and find their own way out. Okay, but they're seriously, majorly struggling to lead their own life because they're used to being programmed. Okay, so they got to find their own way out of this hole they're in right now, which is the karma, the money issues. They got to be a real man and get the hell out of that timeline on their own. Okay, and they're just like, how do I get out of this? What do I do? Let's see, what other messages do we have for masculine, feminine, and separation? All right. They realize that they sabotage the connection with you and they have to rebuild it. But there is progression. So they are cutting ties and moving on from the karmic timelines, okay? They are learning to do that. They're being pushed to do that. It's very difficult for them. There's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of anger. And there's a lot of realization that the program life they're living took away their power, okay? It took away their masculinity. It emasculated them. It just wiped them of nothing. It's exhausting, right? It's exhausting to be somebody who you're really not. And come on, just be honest. Do you go out in public and, you know, you have to go to your job, you got to wear like a uniform, or you got to dress in clothing that's not really your style, and you got to put on that pretty face when you go out to, a work dinner and, oh, yes, yeah. That life is exhausting, exhausting. And for those of you that have met me in person, because some of you I've met intentionally, some of you I've ran into on accident, you know that I am who I am on here in person. This is me, right? I can't live that program life. I can't stand it. And when I'm doing like the school stuff with my kids, I got to do that. I got to put on the mom face and, oh yeah, and be programmed with the rest of them. And I'm just like, oh, finally we're out of this place, or finally I'm not around these other moms that are pretending to be somebody they're not, right? Like it's just exhausting. It's so exhausting. Okay, so what's messages from the masculine to the feminine right now? I miss our conversations with the sound of your voice. Look, your voice, calm them down. They could open up to you. They could tell you anything. You were their safe place, right? And they're missing that right now, like so badly missing that. I'm trying to be someone you can trust. They know they did you dirty, okay? And they're trying to change that. I feel like a lot of them pushed you away in a very dirty manner, okay? And they did that out of fear. Just know it was fear and spell work as well. I love you today, tomorrow, and always. I was just a fool for not admitting it earlier. So they hid their feelings for you. And a lot of them probably said, I don't like you. We have nothing in common. We're not compatible. They know. They know they lied to themselves. And they lied to you. Okay? They know. Don't think they don't know, because their core knows. And their core is about ready to be exposed. I remember how we used to laugh and talk for hours about everything. I miss you. You brought out their little inner child. Okay? You nurtured their inner child. No matter what happens, my heart always belongs to you. So they're on their way back. It's just a matter of healing and time and all of that good stuff, you guys. All right? So I hope that resonated with you, and have a good day.